Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So at the moment I'm turning up this is a base to create the remote oil filter housing. Yeah, so that is going to mount on there. I've got to drill 2 holes right through for that, which I do over on the milling machine, and then 2 holes on the back and threaded out for some kind of mounting plate. Okay, so I've drilled right through as well, so I can do that on the lathe so it's nice and central, so that oil will go through and straight through the back of the housing. Normally that would sit on the block, so this is just another way of doing it. Keeps it nice and neat out of the way, gives you a bit more room at the front of the engine. So okay, and we're going to tap it out with this tap, which is a 1/4 NPT. Okay, so that's like a standard mini size that normally fits on the housing. Just happen to have a 1/4 NPT, so it makes life a bit easier. I could go bigger and put a bigger fitting on, but hey, I'll just use this. So that's it there. So it has got you can see it's got a slight taper on it. So I'll put that, mount that in here. Okay, and yeah, you can see it's sitting in now. So I'll turn this manually by hand, but keeping it on here means that I can keep it nice and square to the job. So in the back of that I'll probably use a fitting similar to this, but it will probably be an AN10, so it's easy to pick up AN10 fittings, and I can make up the hoses myself, so I can buy whatever angle or straight, and make whatever length I want, rather than buy a set from say mini spares and be governed by all the lengths. So it just makes it a bit more flexible. Okay, so now I've started it on the lathe, I know that the tap is going to go in nice and square, so I'll just spray a bit of cutting fluid into there, and hopefully away we go. Because this aluminium is machine grade, it's 6061, but it still cuts a whole lot easier than cutting steel. As you can see, that's going in quite nicely now. Okay, so just blowing that away for now, and this is a NPT fitting. Sorry, let's get it in the camera, and you can see the taper on it. So that should fit quite nicely in there. There you go. That's it, done. Okay, so finished manufacturing this piece, ready for the oil filter housing to be assembled. I've also made the bracket, which is going to go onto the flywheel housing there. So I'm going to bolt it onto there, and then that will sit in there. The hose will go straight into the back, into the filter housing, through the filter, out through the top, and then back into its usual place here. So that's that bit done. So the next thing I'm concentrating my efforts is on the air intake. Yeah, so unfortunately I've had to cut a hole in the side there, which is a bit unfortunate, but hey, I can't find it anywhere else I can get my air intake in, because there's just too much stuff going on in this side of the engine. So so I'll push that through there, and then I'll put the air filter right up tight into the wing, and that'll be out of the way. But I've assembled all the pipe work now. and this one comes off. This one here comes straight up in the expansion tank. It's going to fit onto here, so I've made a bracket for that already. So that will be all nice and neat. Yeah, so I'm kind of getting there. It's taken a long time. All these bits and pieces of finishing off. It absorbs hours and hours, but hey, that's all part of the job. As you can see, where the pipe's coming through here. So I've got to make some kind of 90-degree sort of almost a box type affair to go into the back of this filter. So anyway, I've just grinding this back at the moment, but so that's the round I've created. That's going to go into the back of the filter. Then I'll do like a box section on the back of that, and 90 degrees coming out at 50 mil straight into that air intake. And part of the box, I'm going to put some kind of cover over this to stop all the crap going in there off the wheels, and also some kind of mounting bracket assembled with it as well, so I can bolt that up onto the wing, and that'll be that out of the way then. Yeah, getting closer to start up, which will be really cool. So another big one I've got to do is seat bases. So these are the seats that are going in, which are BMW, I think they're E36 seats. They're all motorised, which would be really cool. I may connect all those up and have electric seats. How cool is that? And an old classic Mini, but there you go. And as I say, I've got to make some kind of seat base to go in there. So the requirements in New Zealand are totally different to UK. So it's quite complicated. It has to go through what's known as a lvvta process, which is part of like a compliance. So anything that's modified on a vehicle over here has to go off to them, and they have to assess it. So they literally go through the car. They go through everything. So they'll probably give me a whole list of stuff I've got to improve, modify, or but we'll find out. As and when that happens. One of the things I've actually been in contact with one of the certifiers, and he said that my turbo box here, which you normally just weld in the UK, and that's okay for MOT time, is no good for a warrant here. I've got to now create some kind of structure in the back to readdress what I've cut out across that bulkhead. So unfortunately, this has all got to come out again. And then do all that fabricating in behind, which means I'm going to have to readjust all my heater box again. So I'd already done that because of the turbo box, but hey, that's the way it is if I want to get it on the road. As and when I do that, I'll probably post some videos of that. And sort of like the process of going through lvvta, because it may be of use to somebody, considering doing modifications to their old classic Minis and processes which you have to go through. So anyway, I'll as I do more on a car, I'll post more videos, guys. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.